Welcome to Go Get This Podcast, but we haven't quite decided yet. I'm Colby.
and I'm a lobster at a Cold Stone Creamery, but you can call me Felix.
What the fuck? Is that a picture you saw?
No.
Is that a flavor?
No,
Is it an idea?
It's not. I just did it.
I just said it.
I just said it. I am a lobster, and I'm at a Cold Stone Creamery ordering an ice cream. I mean, our lobster's not allowed. I feel like
see.
That's
I guess. Well, what I was imagining is that there's someone behind the counter with their 2 scoops, and they're very cold, and they're like, whipping up an ice cream for someone, and they look over, and there's just a fucking lobster looking at them on the line, and they're like, "What are you doing here?"
It could be both. Who knows? You'll never know. I'll never talk about it. I'll never tell.
Listen, the government has told me not to.
As a matter of fact, I've said too much.
I'm under strict instructions that I should keep this quiet.
Oh, God. Just, never mind.
Stop asking me about it.
Stop talking
the lobster's
about the
blue.
Lobster. Of course he's blue. He hasn't been boiled. It would be more macabre if the lobster was just bright red.
Yeah. Bright red, still alive.
Just, oh no. I don't want to think of it. Like, just moving around bright red. Like, I'm sure maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. Lobster
physiology.
Yeah, physiology. But, maybe there are red lobsters, like the restaurant. But maybe, they're just blue. Who knows?
Yeah, but I'm imagining, if they are red, they have been boiled, and that is, did your eyes survive? What do they look like now? How do you see out of them? There's a lot of gross questions to answer.
Yeah, and this lobster's, not answering them.
Yeah. Listen, today, a bunch of questions happened, right? I went through my YouTube recommendations like I usually do, and I came across a video that was, what if we boiled a steak in bone marrow? And I said,
oh, yeah, you did do that.
Why? Why? Why?
Well,
and, yeah, it didn't answer that question. I guess the answer is why not? Really?
I mean, look, this is how scientists get things done. They ask themselves a question, and then they do it, and then they write a hypothesis.
That's true. They experiment. Yeah. I mean, this channel has done a bunch of experiments, like compound butter made out of fast food burgers, and it turns out it's pretty good. So who knows? You never know until you try. But that does sound like an awful lot of work for something that just sounds really unappetizing.
See, but the thing is, you won't know it's appetizing unless you try it. And they're out there fucking pioneering the weird world of food.
Yeah, you know what? If you really want to see some fucking food scientists on the cutting edge, fucking Guga Foods, go hit him up. He's just frying stuff into whatever he can find. It doesn't matter.
Is his name Guga Foods?
Yeah, that's the channel name. His name is Guga, and his channel's name is Guga Foods.
Okay, well, that answers that question.
Mm-hmm.
That specifically, that boiled steak kind of sounds like that Always Sunny in Philadelphia milk steaks.
Oh, no. No. Although I will say that he's done a bunch of experiments like that are what if we dry aged a steak in peanut butter? What if we cooked a steak sous vide with Pepto-Bismol?
Oh no!
This man has no regard for food laws. He's a criminal, and no one's been able to catch him.
He always records from an unknown location, so I mean.
Well, he records from Florida, and Florida doesn't extradite. We all know that.
Oh no, that's fair. Yeah. He's just the Wild West of just gross. Just
yeah. You're not. Listen, it's if a viewer sends in enough recommendations, he's like, okay, sure. He recently dry aged a steak in the Kraft dinner cheese, and one of them was in the Nutella, right?
No, please stop. I'm not gonna say that I don't eat weird foods myself, but not
He's out there and he's doing the work. He's putting God's in work. The science.
I guess. I mean, listen, he could be doing this and then one day fucking strike gold and that's just good on him. But I mean,
Yeah.
keep it to yourself.
But don't fucking tell people about it. Come on, man.
Then
Come
again,
on.
I mean, if he listens to this and he invites us over, I'll gladly eat a whatever.
Yeah.
Just
Listen, I'm not one to turn down food, okay?
yeah.
Yeah, I like he basically in this experiment that today he did like he fried a steak in bone marrow, but then he also made a steak that had what he calls the butter of the gods on top, and that's like it's bone marrow mixed with
Oh,
it's like dehydrated egg yolks.
oh
Um
no. Okay.
Cured egg yolk is what like is what it is. But yeah, like
So,
it look I mean it looks tasty.
but you tried it, but that doesn't sound appetizing. It doesn't sound appetizing. I
It
haven't
doesn't
seen
sound
it.
appetizing, and I will say one of the descriptors they used for the butter of the god steak was that it was creamy, and I said I don't want that adjective
Well,
anywhere near my steak actually.
unless it's like butter. I mean, butter on a steak can be creamy.
Yeah, but still I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want a creamy steak. I want a steaky steak. Just give me a steak. Just a regular one is fine.
If you blend a steak up with ice cream, you make a milk steak. Ah. That okay. So like
Fee,
nothing.
why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
No, I'm sorry. I'm mad. I'm a madman. Nothing against our viewers who can't eat solid foods and have to eat nothing but just liquefied foods. But liquefied foods is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I can't say it's appetizing. I've never tried it, but I can't look at a burger and be like, man, that all those flavors look good when you bite into them at once and you taste each of them like coming together. But then like you liquefy it.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks like baby diarrhea vomit.
Yeah, it's all one texture. The thing is, like, there's an interesting phenomenon, I think. Whenever you mix all the colors of paint together, you get sort of like this muddy, kind of a brown, but it's like a gross
gray.
brown, like a brown, green, gray thing. And that's what happens with food, too. If you mix enough food together, it just goes to this weird gray, green stage. And because you've, like, blended it so much, it's all one texture as well. So, like,
And
not the most appetizing.
And I don't think you can purify it enough to get all the chunks out.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you're drinking something, you're used to, like, nothing being in the drinks unless it's, like, fruit. You're drinking, like, a smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit or a cookie are the only things that you can drink and it not be weird.
I mean, there is boba. You gotta include boba.
See, but that's different. That's, like, sweet. That's, like, a jelly, almost like tapioca. And that's fine. That's fine. Jelly, tapioca, candy. Candy's fine if it's in milkshakes or, like, sweet treats. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be slurping on first of all, a gross color milkshake and then get a chunk of, like, hamburger in your mouth. And is the drink supposed to be cold? Is it supposed to be hot? Like, what is
that's
this?
that's the best question that I've heard. If we're blending up all of our food together, would it be preferable for it to be hot or cold?
Because,
oh no.
Oh, why?
So thinking about it logically, there's like advantages and disadvantages to both because like for me, any food is better hot, honestly.
Yes.
Like pasta salad, I hate. Cold pizza, I hate. Like just heat it up. It's just better.
You just hold on. Fucking macaroni salad is good.
Macaroni salad can suck my balls. Macaroni with some other shit in it is fine. Like a nice hot macaroni dish. Do whatever you want. Just don't make it cold.
I was going to say, what about deviled eggs? First of all, you don't like eggs.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's fine. Everyone has their preferences. I can have foods that are made cold and it's fine. But, like, they are meant to be cold. They're not, like, hot and blended.
Well, that's the other thing is, like, the advantage of it being cold, though, is that cold things you can't taste as well. So, like, because it's so cold, your senses are numb to the flavor, which, like, maybe that's a good thing for blending everything together. I don't know.
But I think that's weird because, like, you can't just put in Of course, you just can't put in like uncooked meat. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
could, but gross. First of all, but like you have to cook the food first. Like, let's just say it's a hamburger.
Sure. Okay.
It's a hamburger. You have to
Mm-hmm.
cook the meat, and then whatever toppings, let's say bacon and like the normal accoutrement.
Sure.
And then do you want mayonnaise or mustard on this?
I mean, it's got to be mustard. I am a mustard on burger boy.
I preferably mayonnaise, but
Oof.
we're gonna go with mustard. This is your shake. So we make the burger. It like looks delicious, and the waiter brings it to you, and then you say, "Oh no, please take that back and blend it to hell." And you know what? Put the fries in there as well.
Yeah, get him in there. I need that starchy goodness.
So are you gonna wait for it to cool down, or like maybe it's already cool? Maybe they have these burgers that are already pre-made, and they put them together.
Maybe it's
and
like a
then-
frozen burger, like at fucking Chili's or something.
No, like it's a cook. They cooked it an hour ago and let it cool down, and then
Okay.
they just show it to you, and they're like, "Okay, what ingredients do you want in there?" And then they make it like a burger, and then they fucking put it in a blender in front of you, and the fries.
Oh.
Oh, and then they serve it to you like in a milkshake cup, and they just give it to you with like a big like white and red stripy straw. Like a boba straw.
A big, thick boba straw. That way, like, the chunks of burgie can get up in there. Sure. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you.
And the bits of, like, pickle and lettuce that, of course, didn't get shredded up, and
Sure,
onions.
yeah.
So, like, effectively, now you are drinking a lukewarm, maybe cooled down burger / fries and whatever else you wanted to put in there, because, you know, your fries have to have ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Sure. Well, at that point, it's like if you put in enough ketchup and you make it cold, now it could be like a really bad milkshake. Like
Was
you
it
could
good
maybe
before?
trick your brain into being like, you know, this is kind of a milkshake, kind of.
So like you're like you're drinking it and you're like kind of like heaving as you're drinking, you're like and then like
Mhm.
you're like this needs more ketchup. Just like
Man.
that sounds
This is horrific. This whole line of inquiry is absolutely vile.
But that's what my brain goes to. Like if your jaw gets sealed shut, like what do you eat? Do you just live off like ice cream and milkshakes?
I mean,
protein shakes.
There's
Like,
there's Soylent. Soylent is like a full meal replacement, so you could just live off Soylent if you wanted to.
Yeah, but what if like that person, let's say for whatever reason, Soylent's like not sold anywhere near them.
Mm-hmm.
Like what else could there?
You order it on the internet.
Hey!
I mean, I've solved that. Like, this is 2022. We've solved that issue.
Well, let's
You
say
can
they
just
don't.
get things shipped.
Let's say they don't have a computer or a smartphone. Don't you jump! You get down! You get down right now! Sorry.
Is the cat on something?
The cat is in front of my TV and she is looking at me and she like picked her butt up like, you know, to jump. I don't have a big I'm using a fucking dinner tray as my keyboard and mouse holder stuff.
Mm.
And if she jumped on it, she would knock everything over. And then you just hear a big bang. And then she was sitting next to my computer, and like because the lights on the inside are flashing, and she doesn't know that if she pushes it over, she'll destroy a $2,000 machine that I can't replace.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever she does like stuff like that, I have to like get mad at her.
You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm like, you get away from there! You get away from there right now! Right now! You don't know what you're dealing
Put your
with.
name in the goblet of fire.
Oh my god! Sorry, I interrupted our gross conversation. But
No, honestly, we were at a point at which I was like, we should probably leave. We should probably this should probably stop because like I'm imagining it enough that
yeah, me too.
I'm starting to piece together what it would taste like, and I don't like where this is going. So
Especially like bread blended up. I mean, It's not all blended, and then the flavor soaking into the bread, and then it gets in your mouth, and you're like, bread, and then like you kind of bite it, and then just the juice comes out, and you're like, it's gross. Let's just say people who have their jaws wired shut. I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, listen, like, get Soylent. It's good. You can do it. I believe in you.
Just live off fruit smoothies. Just be a fruit boy.
I mean, listen, currently my baby, the only solid foods that he eats is currently fruit. Like, he eats peaches and strawberries and cherries and
you know what? I didn't even think of that. Why can't they just live off of baby food? It's already mooshed.
That is correct. Baby food would work.
And it has a lot of nutrients.
Kind of. It depends. Like, it's regular food, just mooshed. So like, it depends on like what you're eating.
I wonder if someone tried to take baby food and like make a pancake out of it, like throw it on a frying pan.
Oh man. I mean, using baby food as an ingredient, I'm sure has been done in a bunch of places, but there's also things like Ensure, which is like Target, or sorry, I like Target. It's like it's like Soylent, but for old people.
I mean, okay, like listen, RoboCop eats baby food. That's good enough for me.
That's a pretty good argument, honestly. Look, I used to drink Ensure during college, so whatever. Like, no judge.
I think I've tasted Ensure before, but it has that weird formula taste, so...
Oh, it's great. Honestly, like, if I could get away with it, I would drink Ensure / like Slim Fast, the chocolate Slim Fast. I would just drink it because it tastes so good.
I like Slim Fast, but it has like a very chalky aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my only gripe, is get rid of the chalk and we're good.
I mean, I'm fine with everything, actually. Like, everything about that product, I'm all right with. Like, let's just get it on. Let's just put it all up in me.
Get all the healthy stuff out of it, and don't call it Slim Fast. Just call it like normal fast.
Call it Go Fast, and it's to make you run good.
Look, listen, all these things that we say on this show is trademarked, so you can't have it.
Dude, so whenever I used to spend the summer with my grandparents, there was a summer where like I got super fat, right? And then a couple of years later, I was like, I don't want to be super fat anymore. So I asked my grandparents, I was like, can you buy me some Slim Fast? And they were like, yeah, I guess. And I was like, cool.
I guess, Lardo.
Yeah, so they bought me the Slim Fast, and I just didn't... It didn't even occur to me that you were supposed to replace a meal with it. I thought you were supposed to drink it with lunch, and then it would like cancel lunch out.
That replaces. Oh wow! If only.
Yeah. So like here I am eating a sandwich and drinking a Slim Fast, and I was like, "Yep, gonna be losing weight any day now."
Any day now. This Slim Fast is gonna be replacing all this fucking filet mignon I had.
It took about 2 weeks before I was like, why isn't this working? It couldn't be that I'm not supposed to eat the meal, right? Like, it couldn't be that this is supposed to replace a meal. That sounds like torture. And then I read the box and went, oh God, no,
no. Usually people drink it and like replace breakfast or even lunch sometimes, because like lunch you're supposed to have like a kind of lighter type meal, and dinner you're supposed to have big meal. So I
mean, any of the meal sizes I'm pretty sure is a myth, and the reason why I can say that is because conventional wisdom is like, yeah, breakfast is like an important meal, you're supposed to have like a big breakfast, but then there's workout people that are like, well, if you're doing intermittent fasting, then you got to have like a big dinner and then no breakfast and like very small lunch. And so like, depending on what sort of like eating paradigm you're going with, it's all like, well, this meal should be big. This meal shouldn't even exist. This meal should actually be at this time. And so I'm here to take a firm stance, and you could quote me on this, that it's all bullshit. So there you go. Meal sizes and meal times don't fucking matter. Just eat Good. Eat well.
I
Eat some vegetables.
I thought about intermittent fasting before, but like this is like on the what's it called diet, the keto. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't eat after 9, and
Mm-hmm.
then eat again at breakfast, I guess after 7, or you gotta eat real early.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, yeah, I think I could do that, but then like sometimes you get home from work late, and
Yeah.
you
You
just
see, things like that don't take into account people like you that have like shifting schedules. So like it's easy for someone like me. It's like the easiest no brain thing that I could do is like, oh, well, it's 9 p.m. I shouldn't eat anything. Okay. Like that's not hard. And then I wake up the next morning and I'm not hungry immediately. And then I don't know, I eat breakfast at like 10 or 12 sometimes. Like what used to happen is I would eat dinner at like 8 or so, and then I wouldn't eat until the next day at lunch. Like I would eat like, whatever I ate at noon at work the next day. And so like I was accidentally like intermittent fasting for like 16 hours at a time, but like I wasn't doing it on purpose, and it wasn't even hard.
yeah.
Cuz I wasn't awake during those times, and like I didn't have to, my schedule was the exact same all the time, so it was super easy for me to just like do that because of convenience. Whereas someone like you, where it's like, oh yeah, the 12 hours in which like you're awake and doing
Yeah.
things and are like eating in these 12 hours like shifts over time, and like you just can't, like, are you supposed to just like wake yourself up like whenever you're on night shift? Are you supposed to wake yourself up in the middle of the day and just fucking eat a burrito and go back to sleep? Like,
Yeah, I feel like that's worse for you. But like
yes.
that's not even like, so like I would say, cuz I work 14, like 15, and like the month is like 31 days long. I work like 14 days a month.
Mhm.
And half the time I work 12-hour night shifts. Like, what am I
Mhm.
supposed to do for that?
Yeah, like especially whenever, because a lot of these things are written very much as like, this is how you do this. It's strictly, the sun goes down, your stomach goes down. You're up with the roosters that eating eggs or whatever. Like,
Yeah, but this
and
is coming. This is coming from like people that go on YouTube and like, this is what I do during the day. I wake up at 5 and take a cold shower.
Yep.
Then I look at myself in the mirror and I put like 10 different products on, and then
Yeah.
I go to my fucking laptop nook in my kitchen and I think about life. Then it's straight to the office after I have like bacon and eggs, and then like I hate those videos.
Yeah,
Like,
because so many of them are like, I'm in bed and asleep by 10 p.m. and I'm like, who the fuck is doing that? And then waking up at 5 a.m. and like building. So I don't know. People that are like really healthy and have like a good mental health balance, I feel
Yeah,
like do things like that. But like, I'm not that,
Maybe
and I'm never
people-
gonna be that.
maybe people that don't have to worry about bills are like normal things,
Yeah, it's like
rich people that don't have to work and they're just like, I'm building my empire, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying to unsuccessfully survive on minimum wage.
Yeah, I'm on that grind set, baby. And you're like, I wish I had health care.
I
Boy,
wish,
health insurance sure would be great.
man, I wish I could call in on my days off, but then I wouldn't have enough money to pay my bills. Oh boy, isn't that fun? But
Yeah.
I guess to offset that, I get angry at things that have no effect on my life, and then I watch them anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair, and that's like, I feel like that's a form of entertainment, where like you just you
hate
see
watch.
something really annoying and you're like, fucking, how much do I hate this guy? And then you're like, oh, I hate this guy a lot. Oh.
So this is why I watch things that I know I'm gonna hate, or like I just don't like, because then if you're telling someone, you're like, oh man, I fucking hate this or I hate that, whatever, and they're like, have you even seen it? Yeah.
Have you even tried?
Yes, I did, and like their response is always like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Just I'm like, yeah.
I mean, that's fair if you didn't like it, but like, you got to try it. You're like, yeah, I guess. Or maybe I just watch things that I want to watch that I like. And
Oh my god, yeah, dude. Like, I watch a whole lot of everything because I get like kind of bored at work. I have a lot of dead time.
mm-hmm.
But also like I have these arguments with my coworkers who have the worst opinions. and they're just like, oh well, we have different tastes. And he's like, you got bad taste. Iron Man Part 1 is still the best Iron Man. It's still the best superhero movie. I'm like, go fuck yourself. And he does this. He calls me and he starts conversations off like this because he can't stay awake at night, and he knows I'll get like just incomprehensibly angry that he knows that if he keeps talking, I will get mad and I will start talking at him, and then now he's awake. And
Man, so like, okay, so I find this really interesting because that means that this man is like really concerned about falling asleep at work, whereas you're like, any opportunity that I could take to fall asleep at work, I'm fucking jumping on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because, okay, so here's the difference between me and him. There are like separate work areas, and where he works, our supervisor is always right next to him, so he doesn't have that opportunity. He doesn't get
I see. Okay.
Whereas I work by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I work by myself in a complete different area, and I rarely, if ever, see the supervisor unless he's on patrol. So that's the difference. But you know what? He chooses to be there. He likes being there.
Mm-hmm.
I choose to be in the back like a troll.
Yeah, you're like, I want no one to interact with me. I want no one to check in on me.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm alright. I'm fine. Just leave me in the back. That's what I like. And that's where they just put me because we got a new guy, and he's in the front, baby, and I hate interacting with people.
Hell yeah. So now you're in the back, and you're like, you know, is there ever any time where like someone is supposed to come and check on you, or you just like, they're just like, Fee's out in the back, you know, he's out in the big lonely house by himself. Oh man, I feel real bad for him. Maybe we should go say hi. And you're like, nah, I'm good. Never come back there. Don't ever say hi, please.
I wish I could tell them not to, but you know, supervisor, he does make patrols, and it is good that he comes sometimes, so that way he can give us, you know, our water that we're supposed to have in the back. So that's the only time, like 3 times out of the night or during the day, that he'll actively pass and like say hi and be like, is everything good? Yeah, everything's good. Get out.
yeah. I was asleep. Who said I was asleep? Please leave.
Basically, that's what I like. I hate for people to check up on me. I hate going outside and checking on people. I just like being in the back and being like, yeah, the ships are there. They're fine.
Yeah, I'm looking. You know what? Hey, that ship had moved in hours. It's great.
That's honestly, that's right now. I'm living the dream, baby. So
I mean, to be fair, like contrast this to like whenever you used to do security guard for like a hotel. That like, you know, they were like, if I'm not mistaken, you had to get up like every hour and make rounds and fucking. Yeah. The only people that you would see were people that you would never want to interact with. Like, it's fucking 3 a.m. If you see someone outside, like, lurking around a hotel, you're like, you're not a person I want to see.
Yeah.
Go away.
I don't want to have to come up to you and be like, are you staying here? Like,
hey, what are you doing here?
Yeah. And, like, this isn't a bad part of Corpus, and I'm just like, man, I don't like this, but, I mean, they're paying me, so.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, I guess
that is like, that's the difference, that we're going back to those people are like, oh, Phil, all you got to do is rise and grind and just keep at it. You'll have an empire like me. I'm like, nope. I've never had an empire. I've barely had a fucking hut in a village. Yeah. Like fucking. I'm like,
yeah.
No.
I mean, so many of them too are like. That they profess that they know they've unlocked the secret. They're like, listen, I only work for 5 hours a week, 4 hours a week, 2 hours every month. And the whole thing is it's all about drop shipping, baby. You got to set up a website, and then you connect fucking AliExpress to Amazon and to this website, and then everything gets shipped to them automatically, and you never do anything.
Listen, the secret to success: have rich parents. You fucking loser.
Yeah. Wow, you didn't win the genetic lottery to be born to rich parents? Wow, you're super fucked, aren't you?
Like, they make it sound so easy, like so attainable, that one day you too can have like 8 figures and not have to worry about anything us peasants have to.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't know. This isn't to discourage anyone from like starting their own business or like trying like a new thing. And
no,
and,
that's fine. Go ahead.
But
do that.
Yeah, the people that are on YouTube that are like lifestyle gurus, they all think that like they deserved what they got, and a lot of time they're not aware of how lucky they got, because like getting into drop shipping at a time that was like where drop shipping wasn't really a thing, and you couldn't like sniff it out, and like because you're effectively a middleman for like, oh hey, did you know that this like a breast pump with this thing exists and it's not being marketed well? There, I marketed it well, and now I make more money, right? Like that was usually not a thing, and then I feel like it's probably harder to break into. But then there's also guys that are on YouTube that are like, yeah, I started my own landscaping business. It was just me out there mowing lawns. And then I got enough money together, and then I was able to hire a guy, and then we did 2 lawns every day. And now I'm up to 40 lawns every week, and I rake in $12,000 a month. And you're like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How'd you get the initial capital to like, buy all this equipment and like hire these people and set up your books and like do all the stuff? And they're like, well, yeah, I just got some loans and
yeah, like,
my parents gave me like $100,000. It was fine. It's fine.
But,
Very small.
They didn't do the work. I was out there.
My parents didn't mow a goddamn lawn.
They just gave me the grass, the green.
They just gave me the lawnmowers.
But like it's those people, and then it's like these younger kids who are just like, oh, I'm out here making my own brand. I'm like, motherfucker, you're selling like $100 bullshit t-shirts to other rich teenagers who can already afford it, and like stupid people that think if they wear your clothes, they're cool by fucking comparison. But that's not true.
God, and I mean, I'm really glad that most of those guys got into NFTs, because now it's very easy to make fun of them.
Yeah.
There were so many tweets where like I saw somebody being like, I wore my shirt with my NFT on it to the airport and no one said anything. Like, people are so fucking stupid.
God, all these fucking peasants, like they don't have a fucking Dead Ape NFT. Ugh. No, speaking of NFTs, I was on YouTube trending music. Eminem dropped a new song with Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah,
and it's NFTs. Don't get me wrong, the animation was like really good. It was really good, but man, it was Snoop Dogg and Eminem's Dead Ape NFTs. And I was like, this looks cool, but ew.
Yeah, stop.
I'm like, why? I'm like, Snoop, come on, Eminem, why?
Come on.
I feel like that wasn't their decision. I feel like their fucking their label, or their what's it called? Their PR person was like, y'all gotta get fucking Dead Apes. And
maybe that's it. Like,
that has to be. I can't see Eminem or Snoop Dogg. Maybe Snoop Dogg, but not Eminem.
I mean,
maybe he did it as a joke.
They're both rich though. Like, they're both really cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're also both fucking rich, and that's like, whenever you get that rich, people are like, hey, you spend like fucking. So one of the many ways that rich people like launder money from one person to another is by selling artwork. And so being like, hey, I have this fucking Monet painting that's worth $50 million. Oh, I'll pay you $60 million. Like, that's how you like launder money back and forth, right? And so it wouldn't be surprising if they were like, hey, these NFTs are going to get real big, and you buy these, And then when you sell it later, you're like, this was actually fucking Eminem's NFT. Whoa!
Oh, God.
Now I can buy his secondhand NFT. Which, by the way, fun fact about like NFTs, like I was doing a little bit of research back whenever it was getting first like really big. Whenever you purchase an NFT, the contract that you're like, what you're purchasing is a receipt. Yeah, effectively, you're basically purchasing a receipt that says that you like purchased this NFT.
You own this line of code, and
but you don't
enter the rights to the picture.
Here's the thing: you don't actually, not the rights to the picture. You do not own those.
Really?
That's the craziest thing. Yeah, you don't fucking own it. Like you don't own the rights to like use the image anywhere, like or fucking like what Seth Green was gonna like, I'm gonna make a fucking cartoon with my Bored Ape NFT.
No, it wasn't like a cartoon, it was a hybrid cartoon / live action show.
Yeah, that's what it was. And like
he got fucking fished.
He did, fucking idiot, which is hilarious. But also like there are, again, a bunch of legal problems around it. Like, if anybody actually brought this to a court, there's like a myriad of problems where it's like, well, like what you were doing is you were signing a digital contract between two people, and the terms on one side are one way, and it like usually people don't actually understand what they're purchasing. So like in the overwhelming majority of NFT cases, you're not purchasing like the exclusive rights to use this image. Yeah. Like the image still belongs to the artist. It's wild. Just like people decide, like things in the NFT market blew up and people were like, oh, this is how you make a lot of fucking money. That's crazy. And then like everybody started getting into it. And then of course it deflated, because that's what happens with things like this.
Yeah, that and crypto.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, crypto is also way down now. But like, to be fair, a bunch of things are right now. Like the most interesting thing that I was reading was an article from Harrods, I think, and Harrods is like one of the financial like magazines, and they were like, hey, like there's a bunch of signs that things are really economically not going well, and here's one of them: car repossessions are currently skyrocketing, and like, it turns out that that's a pretty good indicator of like economic downturn, because, you know, people are like, oh yeah, I make good money, and you know, I can afford this car, and then cost of living goes up, and they have to pick between like my rent, and like the rent goes up, the amount of like for food and gas goes up. Then it's like, well, I guess the first thing that slips is your car payment. So
yeah.
That's the first thing. That's the first sign that like especially like the middle class to like upper middle class downward are starting to like lose out on a bunch of money and not be financially secure, is that all these cars start getting repossessed.
Yeah, that's why like it's weird, like, because like I'm single in the dating scene, but then people are like, you live with your mom? I'm like, I can't live by myself with what I make.
Dude.
I'm like, right now she's helping me out. I'm like, as much as I'm helping her out, she's helping me out, because I can't live alone. I'd have to get like 3 other people to live in like maybe a 2 or 3 bedroom and hope that they don't fucking charge for like electricity and water.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's shitty. I came out of a shitty situation doing that, and it never works. Like, no matter what. Like,
yeah.
That's why like living with like family is just better. Like, sure, they can maybe charge you rent or like buy groceries and stuff, but it's better than having to rely on a lease, and then like you can't pay it. Now you're like, you owe on the lease. Now your credit's bad. It's just shitty. Whereas like maybe your family can just be like, hey, you haven't paid me in like a month or 2. You know, maybe pay like half of that, and I won't kick you out.
Yeah. and I'll stop being mad at you.
Yeah, and your credit will still be good. Maybe.
It'll go fine. Like, yeah, so at work, we were talking about like working on like small projects to try and solve housing equity, which, number one, that's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, hey, go start and work on a proof of concept project in the next 3 days to solve housing equity. Fucking idiots. Like, what do you think? I'm not going to be able to be like, hey, I've cracked the code. It turns out houses are too expensive.
Yeah.
And if you use my software, they're less expensive. Like,
yeah, look, Here's the solution. Why don't we just 3D print houses? We
Easy.
don't even use wood. Just 3D print houses using just plastics. There you go.
And we're gonna capture all the carbon from the fucking atmosphere, and we'll call them greenhouses.
$1 million idea, trademark.
But as part of that, I was doing some research, and it turns out that there is a company that has this concept. So like I was way back in the day, I knew of like 4 people that had been living and like renting the same house with each other for a few years now. And they were talking about it, and they said like, oh yeah, the landlord barely ever comes by. And I was like, landlord? Oh, I guess I was under the assumption that like one of you owned this house, but I guess you're all just renting from this one person.
Yeah.
And like it kind of, I was thinking about that, and this guy had this he had this great idea. He started off and he was like, so what if we could do fractional housing ownership? And I went, oh, like I immediately thought back to that group of 4 people, and I was like, yeah, if those 4 people could come up with the down payment for a house, and then they all owned, a quarter of the house, then like, at the very least, you can build equity. You can like sell part of your house. You can like get the money back out if you needed to, whatever, right? And then he was like, yeah, so we then will represent the fractional ownership of the house with an NFT. And I went, shut the fuck up. No. Oh, so embarrassing.
Oh, you ruined it.
Yeah, I was like, this is a great idea. Oh. I ended up looking it up, and there is a company called Fractional that's out there, and you can indeed with so the way that they market themselves, which this is smart in order to make money, is they're like, you can buy a fractional stake in something like a cafe or like a restaurant. That way, like, you own.
That's like buying stocks.
Mm-hmm. It's like buying stocks, but it's like buying stocks that are real estate.
Yeah.
And so like, you profit if people like, are renting out the space and are like, they're paying you money, and you get like a percentage of the profits and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's like, cool. But I talked to them, and they also were like, oh yeah, if you and like a few friends wanted to purchase a house together, we could like totally come up with like an agreement to where everybody pitches in on a down payment, and then like you have a fractional ownership at this house. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Huh. But then NFTs came into
yeah, and then they were like, yeah, so we'll be issuing you your own NFTs.
Nope. I'm out. Fucking Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said the N-word. I gotta go. No, NFT. That's the N-word. So
yeah, no.
The whole show gets canceled.
That's the teaser they put on. They're like, you said the N-word, and then they're like, watch later to find out.
Just find out who said the N-word on Shark Tank.
And then they just say NFT, and you watch the whole show. You're like, where was the N-word?
Hey. Like, hey, what the fuck?
I was promised an obscene
I was promised some good old-fashioned American racism, and you didn't deliver.
You tricked me. You tricked
me. Just like
NBC.
Hot Shots coffee.
I know. I was promised Hot Shots when I went to your house, and I wasn't given any.
I know. Listen, I'm as disappointed as you.
I just wanted to taste that horrible coffee, and to say I did. And now
just to say, come on. Come on.
How many people can say they've had Hot Shots? Come on. Nobody. That's
I'm thinking it probably is no one, honestly.
Besides the owner and the Sharks, probably, because they tasted it, I think.
That's true. They tasted it live on TV. So at the very least, we do have 6 people that we're pretty sure have tasted it.
Yeah, they looked like it was. They were like, "Oh, this is fine," and then he pitched the idea, and they're like, "This isn't fine."
This. You know what? This is actually bad. Hey,
wait a minute. This is awful.
Man, I can't even. I can't believe that. I'm gonna be real with you. I can't believe it. It's the fact that I'm sorry that we're talking about Hot Shots again, but like the fact that this man was able to have enough family members to contribute to his cuckoo idea, that like I'm surprised that motherfucker doesn't have a YouTube channel and he's like, yeah, I'm building my coffee empire right now. Self-made man right here. I'm in one Best Buy in Austin.
I'm in one bar in Corpus.
Yeah, baby.
I'm still surprised no one throughout the whole process told him that it was maybe a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean...
Not one person listened to his pitch or hear him explain it, thought it was a bad idea.
Yeah, they said, hey, you're really onto something here, Jeff.
I've never seen hot coffee just ready for you to get it.
Just in a can? You microwaved this, didn't you? You're fucking with me, aren't you? You microwaved this can, didn't you?
You put this in the oven, didn't you? Because you can't it's aluminum. It'll blow the microwave.
It'll blow the whole thing up. How did you put it in the? Let me put this coffee in my mouth.
You fucking.
It's just a hot can, isn't it? The inside's not hot. It's cold.
You left it in the sun, didn't you?
This is old sun coffee, isn't it?
You fucking wizard! How did you do? I'm astounded.
I can't figure it out. It's like an escape room in my hand.
Please tell me you're gonna sell this, please. Just
please, God, I'll buy 400.
I'll put it in all of my shops. Just
Fee.
No one told him. No one said anything.
Fee, I have some bad news.
Okay, what?
I went to the Hot Shots Coffee website.
Uh-huh.
And I know what happened.
What happened?
So let me explain.
Explain.
The Hot Shots Coffee is not at Best Buy.
Oh.
It's at Specs, next to Best Buy.
No! We went to the wrong place!
Yeah, so I know what happened. I pulled the map up, and there is a pin in Google specifically for the Best Buy that sits right behind the one for Specs. No. So like if you pull up the website for Hot Shots Coffee, like it gives you a map, and if you zoom in on Austin, there's the pin, and if you like zoom into the right area, it's like there's two pins that are right next to each other. One of them is Best Buy, the other one is Specs, which by the way, Specs is not near there. Specs is actually like a half a mile down in the same complex, but it's a half a mile like to the east.
Colby, I'm upset.
I'm upset too.
I'm gonna have to go visit you again. That's not why I'm upset, but we could have had Hot Shots.
We could have had Hot Shots. At this, like, I have half a mind to just like, what fucking time does Specs closed?
It's closed. Closed at 11.
Okay. Well, that means it's not closed yet.
Yeah,
but no, it is closed right now. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just okay. But that does mean that if tomorrow I could go get some.
Do you really want to try it by yourself?
No. I don't want to try it at all, Fee.
See, but we have to. We've promised several people.
There's at least one person that's counting on us.
Fucking Rohit is
Rohit is waiting.
Rohit and Irish Trunks, they want to know what the fucking deal, the 411 on Hot Shots is. And you're the coffee guy.
I know.
We have to. I'm gonna go visit you again. I'm just gonna have to.
Here's like I'm making the commitment that like either to like tomorrow or the day after, I will drive down to Specs to ensure that it exists and is in the building. That way we don't waste our time, because there is a donut shop down there. I can get some donuts.
Yeah, see,
so
but
it won't be a total waste of time.
I do want to go visit you again, mostly because fucking 83 degrees bakery, or 85, right?
Yeah, 85, yeah.
It was really good, and I want to go again.
Yeah, it was really good, and maybe this time when we go, we won't be stuck behind 3 people that ordered like legitimately 5 to 6 of everything.
Oh.
They were out of red bean buns. How is a Korean grocery store or a Korean bakery out of red bean buns? Excuse me? Excuse me.
I really wanted one, but these motherfuckers.
These motherfuckers.
They took like legit everything almost.
Mm-hmm.
I got like, I don't know, 10 buns because I've never been there and I wanted to try like a variety. So I got like, no, not 10, like 8. I got like 8 different buns and a fucking mousse. And they took all the buns that I wanted, so I just had to pick my secondary ones. But they had 3 they had to give those motherfuckers like 8 boxes. Just for and everyone was giving him the fucking stink eye.
Yeah, they took up one whole cash register for legitimately 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 of them had 3 trays piled high. So like, I can't fathom what was happening here. The best guess that I have is they're from out of town. They really enjoy this bakery and they're like, well, we're never going to come back here again. We got to stock up for the year.
Motherfucker, I'm from out of town. Like,
leave some for me.
God, do you understand? Do you understand this? Like,
oh, I understand. I'm mad.
I was mad. I was really mad because I was like, oh man, we must have come at like a rush hour, and they got busy. But then I saw those motherfuckers, and I was like, oh. Like,
you're like looking over their shoulder, like, hey, you got any fucking red bean buns on there?
Yeah,
hey, what are you getting?
If I had half a mind, I would tell them something, but it's a place of business. They're doing shopping. I'm sure the people behind the cash register were equally as maybe upset because now they have to make more. But like they all had to sit there and ring them up, knowing that everyone was angry behind them.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is exactly what I want. I love having a dozen customers that are waiting on these 3 idiots while I like box up their like truckload of buns that we have made. Fuck.
It really shitty. Never do that. Never do that. Just don't.
Yeah, please, please don't do that. If you go to a place and you're like, you know what? I'm only going to be here once. I've really got to stock up. And then you notice that you're like gonna make them run out of something. Just fucking put a couple back.
Yeah.
Fucking put like 3 back.
And that couldn't be the case because like they took a whole lot. They had to have tasted them before. And they're like, oh, I fucking love these. I love these. You could have called ahead and had them like just box stuff. Their menu's on the website.
Yeah, I guarantee you if you would have called him and like, hey, I have $100. I'll be there in 6 hours. This is what I want.
And that's the thing.
They'd be like, okay.
You could go in and buy that stuff and it's not that expensive because everything in there is cheap.
Yeah. Everything in there is like $2. It's awesome.
So, like, I just want to go back and try like different treats. So that's why I don't go to Hot.
That's the main reason.
That's the main reason. Don't go to Hot Shots and make sure they're there. I just want to visit you again. Specifically for that, just for.
Now I get it. That was simultaneously a very great day because like I had always wanted to go to that bakery, but like my wife can't get anything, and I always feel really weird about like, hey, do you want to like waste an hour of your time and not be able to get anything out of it? But so it was good to be able to like go there, have that.
Hey, they got a tea.
That is true. I didn't know that they would have a tea that was applicable, but I did afterward take a look on the menu because I was like, maybe they got a bun,
Yeah,
because they did have a bun that had like Impossible meat inside of it, and I was like, ooh, maybe this is like a vegan thing, and I looked, no, very much milk and eggs. I said, fuck.
Well, your good pal Fee's there for you.
That's right.
That's what
we outnumber the vegan.
The one. Your child doesn't have a say, but
that is true. But my child only eats fruit, so it's fine.
So yeah, I guess you can make sure it's there, but don't fucking buy it. And then I'll make a date and go back up and visit you. It could be soon if you want. And
listen, Hot Shots is waiting for us.
It could be this
potentially. I'll find out.
It could be next weekend if you want, Colby. I'll go and do it.
Fucking don't dare me. Don't fucking dare me.
Are you daring?
I'll fucking drive up there and drive back same day. I don't give a fuck.
Are you daring me right now? It sounds like it.
I have no idea. I'll have to take a look and see if I don't think we're doing anything, but we may be doing something.
Yeah, I'm saying next week. I got all of next week off, so it doesn't matter.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
Tuesday to Tuesday. Next Tuesday to the Tuesday after.
I had last week off. Oh, it was a fucking godsend. But then I
Yeah.
went back to work and just everything. I remembered what it was like to be me. I woke up this morning to 5 Slack messages from 5 different
I
people. And I was
saw
like,
that.
what the fuck? I just woke up. What do you want?
What is this? Just fucking, just your whole body is just like in shock, and you're like,
Yeah.
fucking,
My body is convulsing. I'm like, God, please stop.
what is this life? Just. Okay, so before we keep going to that, I did want to talk about something that's making me big mad.
Yeah.
Golden Girls. I mean, do you like the Golden Girls?
I hate the Golden. No, Golden Girls is fine. Golden Girls is like one of the few sitcoms that like I'm okay with.
It's not.
I hate the sitcom format. I hate the laugh tracks. So it's like
that's fair.
it's fine.
I understand that, but like this was like back before it was repetitive, like today, where they overuse
this was before
it.
Friends.
This was before fucking Big Bang Theory,
Mm-hmm.
which I hate. I hate Big Bang Theory. I do.
Bazinga.
And this is why I know my coworker has bad taste, because he likes that show.
Ew.
I know, right?
But why?
I don't know. He's like, oh, you'd like it. It's a nerd show. I'm like, they are not nerds.
Hey, they said the word Flash one time. It was very funny.
They talked about the Thundercats. I'm like, that show is scripted, and all they do is use it as a comparison. They're like, I'm gonna run as fast as the Flash to get to work, or I gotta fucking use my Superman strength. You could be the Lois to my Clark Kent. That's not nerd comedy. That's basic bitch comedy.
That's shut the fuck up comedy.
It's just badly written. It's Sheldon is the worst. His roommates are the worst. They're like, oh, I'm gonna watch it just so I can know that I hate it and not just say I hate it.
Man, you're a much braver man than I, because I have watched I've watched probably half an hour of Big Bang Theory across a couple of episodes.
Yeah,
it is rough, dude.
Yeah, I saw one episode and I was like, I hate this, and I don't know why people like this.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to imagine it's a bunch of old people and like, my grandkids would love this.
Aha! Bazinga!
Yes.
Well, they do have, like, because there's definitely some jokes in there that are, like, nerd-only jokes that are like, oh, this is a fucking, like, deep math joke, or this is, like, a reference to, like, a very obscure, like, plot line in X-Men. And it's like, okay, that's kind of cool, but that doesn't override, like, the rest of the extremely cringe show. Like,
yeah. Like Sheldon, especially, and he's the main character, he's, like, very cringe.
Hyper cringe. It's terrible.
So, like, I don't want to talk about that for the next hour, but
because we could
talk about
something else that's stupid.
Ooh. So Golden Girls, I love the show. I recently, it's because it's on Hulu. I sat and watched through the whole thing. I think it's like 3 or 4 seasons, and it's still good. You know, it's still a good show. It's very funny. They're all funny. Now here's what's not funny. The creator of BoJack Horseman, I forget his name.
It's Mike Hollingsworth, I believe.
Hollingsworth. He made a quick pilot/pitch cartoon, and I don't think he's pitched it to anything. But at the end of it, it was like, Disney or Hulu, fucking please make this a show. And I want to strangle him. And I put this in our Discord. I watched the thing. So what they've done is the premise is that the Golden Girls found the fountain of youth. Mm-hmm. And now the year is 3033. Mm-hmm. Sophia, the old lady, is now a giant robot. And
cool.
And the other girls are just the same.
Okay.
So what they've done is they haven't written anything. They took the audio from an existing episode, and this is how the format will be. They take all the old episodes, the existing audio, and animate over it, which would be fine because I've seen people that can do fun stuff with animating over existing audio.
Mm-hmm.
But what they've done is they've changed the time period.
Mm-hmm.
They changed characters and they added cutaways. So,
Mm-hmm.
this episode, the animation's bad. First of all, and
I'm looking at it and it is not great.
You could chalk that up to it being a pilot, but even then it's not good. It doesn't look good. There is no comedy there. I mean, of course, the episode is good. It's funny, but they changed what's her name, B. Arthur's husband in the show to being a giant squid monster. So, and
is that true?
Yeah, in the original Golden Girls, B. Arthur, ex-husband, will come in every once in a while and be like, "Hey, I need help with my girlfriend that I cheated on you with," and begrudgingly she's like, "Yeah, anything to get you out of my hair," and then they insult him the whole time. So he is now a giant squid alien who doesn't speak English and speaks in a garbled mess that they have to subtitle while they try to have comedy in the background while you're trying to read the subtitles, and it's just a mess. Not to mention that they added like I said, Family Guy style cutscenes, or just the one because this is like 5 minutes, and I am beyond angry because first of all, I read that they were deleting people who leave bad comments in YouTube and just leaving the good ones on. The dislike to like ratio is dislike is way above the likes because I saw someone who has the what's it called, that one plugin for the web browser that shows it. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
So, in one of the web browsers, I don't know if it's, what's it called? Not Firefox.
Like Chrome?
Yeah, it's like Chrome. There's a plugin that YouTube now took off, but people who have it still use it.
Oh, for the dislike button?
Yeah, for the dislike button. You can see the dislikes to like ratio, and the dislikes are like way high above the likes. It's just, why would you do that? Why would you want this show? Why would you set it 1,000 years? Why would you keep the audio the same and then change certain aspects of it? Why would you? Why? Just why? Oh,
see, this is a great idea for a short. This is like a great idea for a YouTube video,
for clips.
Right? Like, or like an indie animator is doing. Yeah, like to like take existing audio and like make an animatic on top of it. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's fine.
This concept works really well on YouTube.
Not serialized full episodes where you change certain things and then splice together audio from the show, and then I don't know, man.
I mean, even that is like, because I'm looking at it and listen, art style is like, that's kind of like up. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but this is not great. Which, just personally, I'm not a big fan.
And then they changed the theme song and it sucks. They made it like a synthesized robot voice. Why would they put it in the year 3000? Why not just even have the concept be like they've accidentally got frozen, now they're in 2022, the same age as they were in the fucking 70s or 80s when this show was. Why have this?
Fee, what difference would it make?
Because
what difference would that make to this plot?
Because then you wouldn't have these stupid far out concepts. You could have someone that are sound-alikes and just have it be a Golden Girls cartoon, but then have some people that just sound like them, and then you can be like them in their everyday life, just being like, "Oh, what's the deal with these cell phones?" Fucking Seinfeld.
Fuck it, yeah. Listen. So, like I said, this concept I think is solid for like a small time creator on YouTube that's like, I don't want to create my own audio, but I think it would be really fun to like remix a plot to like do, like a sight gag thing.
Yeah, I've seen that before, and that's fine. But this is someone who's had a hit show who was just like, well, what if we do this, but have the full show and use the audio and make it worse?
Yeah, even this is not great. Like as a short, if this were, someone else, if someone else were doing this on YouTube, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of a funny thing.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Neat.
This looks like a short they put in SNL. Like, they could be like, instead of having a skit, or Mad TV, this looks like one of the Mad TV cartoon skits.
Yeah, like the ambiguously gay duo.
Oh, I love the ambiguously gay duo. Just, they would put that, they're like, oh, now, Golden Girls from the future. And then they show a small clip, and it, you're like, ha, that's funny. That was funny for the 3 minutes that was here. But imagine this, and then having to change everything but the audio around it for 20 minutes, which is the runtime. Just, God, I'm so angry.
I can't do it. I just, the thing is, this is a good concept in small doses, and you cannot overdo it, because like the thing is, this is so outlandish.
Yeah.
Even like, because this is almost like reverse MXC, right?
Yeah.
This is like we took an existing thing, we replaced one of the visual, like we replaced one of the mediums in it, right? Yeah. Even if you were to like, if you were to make this like 1-to-1, like, the actual audio from the show and then just different like animations, that would probably be stronger, honestly.
Yeah, if like, like sometimes you'll have people on YouTube that take clips and they're like, I animated it in my style. And it's the same thing. They didn't change anything. They just changed how it was animated. Maybe they threw in a couple of sight gags in the back. But they want to change a whole lot of everything. Like, Sophia being a giant robot makes no sense. She was there when they drank the Fountain of Youth. Why is she a robot? Like,
maybe she wasn't there.
But in the intro, they show her being there.
Do they?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and verify.
I'm watching it right now, and in the intro,
let's verify. Let's verify right now live. Okay, no, you're right. She's right there. Why is she a robot?
They went to the future. Why is her ex-husband still there, and why is he an alien? He has the same.
Well, she got remarried.
Yeah,
like 8 or 12 times,
and his name is the same, and their backstory is still the same. Their history is still the same. It just, it makes me angry.
Listen, Fee, history repeats itself.
I guess, but like this concept. And him being up his own ass like, oh, I came up with this good guy. Everyone's gonna love it. No.
No.
You just get...
No.
You could do that with like the best of clips of Golden Girls. Like, funny moments. Even better. Just take old sitcoms, not just the Golden Girls, and find animators that are like, no one knows are good ones, and have them animate the scene again. That could be a show, not this stupid fucking thing. I'm so mad.
Yeah, I guess the thing is, whenever you have like a successful TV project, or any project, honestly, like you're only as like relevant and powerful as your most recent project.
Yeah.
And so like this really does feel like he and his friends were talking about like, oh, it'd be funny. Like, what if we took this episode and like overdubbed it, or like did, made like Golden Girls 3033. That would be fucking hilarious, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then like they made this, and then now it's like he took the joke too far. Like, he showed it to his friends, and her friends were like, what did we talk about this?
This is Hot Shots Coffee all over again.
Yeah. Mike, it's fine. Good luck, man.
We were joking. We joked. Yeah. This was a joke. Oh,
this was a funny joke. I didn't think you would do anything with it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like you're joking with your friend. You're like, oh, what if they were in the future? Fucking no, it doesn't work on paper. It works in theory, in conversations. as a one-off joke. That's why, do what I said. Like, take your concept, like, take, like, funny clips of shows and make YouTube shorts or even, like, Hulu shorts and then have animators animate the scene and just, you can have them change it however you want. Don't change anything. Have the audio play as normal and have them do, like, cool fucking animations or visual gags. Like, people will do, like, the show in anime, I'm sure, like, a 3-minute clip. Like, that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Not this stupid bastardization that he's patting his own fucking ass about, like, I'm fucking smart. Like,
hey, did you see that really funny thing I fucking did? It's great, right?
And it's the same thing with Resident Evil show that's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, the thing is, Fee is excited about getting mad about that now. Like, Fee's getting pre-mad for this thing.
I've been pre-mad all week.
It feels great.
Like, that's probably why I'm more mad about the Golden Girls thing, because I'm already pre-mad. Some of the anger's coming out. Like, why did they do the show? Why would they? It would have been fine if it was just a non-canon, like, oh, this is our show, it doesn't take place in Resident Evil. But the director, that motherfucker, that stupid bitch, he came out and was like, this is canon to the games and it makes perfect sense. How does...
I'm gonna fucking shake him.
He's like, yeah, this takes place, like, way after all the games and it's canon to the story. How? So
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about, like, who's a creator that I know that's, like, made something really, really cool, but hasn't been heard from since. And I was thinking about Alex Hirsch, the guy who did Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls ended in 2016, and then I went to his Wikipedia page, and he has done a number of things where he's been, like, the producer or the screenwriter, an actor. Yeah. He's been a voice actor in a lot of stuff, but he hasn't been the creator of anything in a long time. He's participated in, like, being a screenwriter, but he hasn't been like the guy that created a thing. And honestly, good. That's like, you know, you knocked it out of the park the first time. I would imagine if I were him, I would be nervous about producing a fucking Golden Girls 3033. You know, like, I would be nervous that I'm like, hey, we should really get this thing made, and everybody on the internet fucking clowns on it, right? Yeah. Like, I would be nervous about that. And sure enough, Mr. Bojack is like, oh, well, I knocked it out of the park with Bojack. We're just gonna... Yeah. What if I did this other thing? Like, I have ideas. I got a lot of ideas. Listen, I'll shit out a great idea right now. Here you go. What about Golden Girls 3033? And everybody's like, this is fucking stupid and I don't want it. And he's like, it was a joke. Yeah. What? It was a prank.
That was just
a social experiment.
That was just spur of the moment. I did a Mad Lib this morning and that's what it said, but it doesn't have to be that.
Man.
But
it's crazy that, like, it's crazy to me that, again, Hot Shots is happening to this man live in front of all of us.
It sounds
like, are we going to have a Golden Girls 3033 and all of us are like, you're hot shotting right now?
We have to live with it. It sounds like you're getting secondhand mad and more mad as I've explained it to you.
Yeah, it's because, like,
BoJack Horseman's
like, in the context of just the show, of, like, just Golden Girls 3033, if somebody just showed me that, I'd be like, oh, well, that's kind of a cute idea for a YouTube video. But then, like, the longer that it's like, well, they want to make it a full show, I'm like, well, that's probably not going to happen. Well, the person who's behind it is a person that did BoJack Horseman. Oh, no. So it might happen, but only because he's had this really successful show.
Yeah.
And then thinking about, like, other people that, like, have done something similar where they're like, hey, I made a thing, and then they haven't gone off and made Golden Girls 3033. It's like, why didn't you just shut the fuck up? Why? Just take your money, leave.
Why did you do this? Like, I can't fathom why he took this joke that maybe he said to a friend or people and said, this is a good idea. This is what people want. This is... Okay, honestly, everyone knows Betty White from the Golden Girls.
Mm-hmm.
How many younger people know the Golden Girls? How many? Like, we talked about this too with the Munsters.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Golden Girls are kind of a meme. So like, they're not like a super mainstream meme, but like, I feel like enough people probably know them. There's no Munsters memes, but there's definitely Golden Girls memes.
Yeah,
like I went to Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con in 2019, and I came back with a Golden Girls box.
Oh my god.
Not a box set of DVDs, like it was a loot box.
A loot box.
A Golden Girls loot box.
See, but like, how many people, like, for this show especially, like, people are like, oh, I love the Golden Girls. They've probably seen the memes or just the clips. Mm-hmm. How many people have done, like, say what I've done, have gone back and just rewatched the whole show just for funsies? And just been...
Yeah, definitely not many.
Or how many people remember all the episodes specifically, you know, they watched them on Lifetime, and were like, yeah, this was a good show. Like, there's probably, like, a handful, but, like, this show's not just being like, oh, this is for all the Golden Girls demographic. Everyone's gonna be, like, see it and be curious. And then they're gonna be like, they shouldn't have done this when, you know, the show's right there and it's the same thing, but not worse. Like, is he trying to build traffic for Golden Girls? Why didn't he just make, like, a different Golden Girls? Like, get a bunch of, like, aged actresses fucking... in their like 40s, or like, because that's what the Golden Girls were. They were retired women that all lived together. That were just... Yeah,
but were they in their 40s?
Yeah, actually.
See, like, I don't think their characters were, though.
Yeah, their characters were.
I would have to look that up because I don't fucking believe you. I don't believe they were a day under 50.
Okay, so we've talked about this before, but people from back in the day just looked older, even if they weren't. Seinfeld, especially.
Okay, I'm trying to read some of these things because I'm seeing in Golden Girls, Rose is 55.
Yeah, you're right.
Dorothy is 53.
50.
Blanche is 47.
There you go. That's the one 79. They're retired in their 50s. Okay, that's fine.
Which what a fucking dream.
Well, this is back when everything...
What a hilarious fantasy that is nowadays.
This is back when everything cost like a nickel.
That is true, yeah.
So, like, why not just have that nowadays? Just get a bunch of older actresses, fucking Glenn Close, and like 3 other older women.
And Helen Mirren.
Yeah, and then like a really old lady, like Everybody Love Raymond's mom. She's still alive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, her and fucking the woman who plays McGonagall.
Oh, yeah, her. Even though she's not as old as she looks.
Mm-hmm.
They can be the Golden Girls and have them be a reboot, but like in current times, it'll be fine. Don't call it Golden Girls and have a bunch of 20-somethings. It just won't work. Don't
call it Golden Girls 2.
Call it like Silver Lasses.
That's the worst title for this.
Call it Bronze Babes.
No, thank you. No, thank you, Fee.
Well, you can't call it Golden Girls. They're in their golden years.
Yeah, I know. Well, you just described like hiring people that are in their golden years for this show, Fee. So you have to call it Golden Girls 2.
Yeah, but that's why I said do that, but don't hire like young actresses in their 20s and call it like Copper Chicks. Just
yeah. And
we're just going down the fucking metal line. Just
the fucking titanium titties. I don't know. I couldn't think of a T word for women, so I picked titties. I just like, the thing is, I don't think a show like that, you need to, like, the idea has to be good enough
Yeah.
that it warrants coming back, right? Because, like, how many sequels have we seen where it's just like, why what is the cool idea that why are you bringing this back?
I
Like, even the fucking Jurassic Park movies, it's like, what's the cool idea that like made it to where we needed Jurassic World? There wasn't one. They were like, what if we made Jurassic Park but a second time?
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, why though?
Jurassic Parker, fucking
Yeah, Jurassic Parker, exactly. And like, it's just, I don't know. Like, if the ideas are cool, if you're changing things, like Final Fantasy VII Remake is doing it right. They're like, we're close enough to the original that like it's very familiar, but we're also changing a bunch of stuff and getting into new territory and shit's changing. Like, I love that. I'm into that. But like, whenever it's just like, what if we just made this but again? It's like, why?
Here's the thing. You can take the concept. Just 4 women living together. That's fine. Don't call it Golden Girls. Don't even be associated with them. Just, you can keep the concept. No one will care. People will be like, oh, so it's like Golden Girls? Yeah, it's like Golden Girls and like Designing Women and like a bunch of shows from Lifetime. But put your own spin on it. You don't have to be like, there's a serious one and there's a stupid one from St. Olaf and fucking there's a slut. Don't do that. Golden Girls did it. Just have like your own cast of people, keep the concept, be in a different part of the country, and just go from there. If people like it, they like it. And if they hate it, they hate it. But here's the thing. Have good writing. That's all the show needs to be. Have good writing.
Yeah, I mean, change 2 of the girls to men, add a pizza place, and now you've got 2 guys, a girl, a pizza place.
That's just
easy.
That's just fucking that show fucking Three's Company.
Yeah. New Girl. These are all the same show.
Exactly. Fucking Mike and Molly and fucking do Sanford and Son again. Jeez.
Yeah, do another Sanford.
You know what?
Come on.
Make another Fat Albert movie with Kenan Thompson.
Yeah, maybe it'll be good this time. Just give him another shot. He'll do it right this time. I promise.
Hot take. I like that movie. Unironically,
I wouldn't know. I've never seen it.
I have. It's a very bad movie, but it's one of those that's so bad. It's like, I wouldn't say so bad it's good, but then Bill Cosby's in it.
Have you seen Norbit?
Yes, and I hate it. I hate that movie. I hate Norbit. That was like when Eddie Murphy was like not funny anymore.
Yeah, I feel like Norbit was the one where they were like, listen, Eddie, we'll let you make more movies if this works, but we really don't think this is going to work. And he's like, no. Don't worry about it. I'm in the groove. Norbit's going to be a fucking runaway success. You're going to love it. And they're like, all right, Ed, but like, I swear, if we don't make money on this, you were fucking out of here for like at least 10 years. And he's like, don't even worry about it. Fucking opening night comes. He goes down the red carpet. He like goes to go see his own movie. He's laughing at his own jokes because that's the kind of man he is. Everybody else in the theater is laughing at his own jokes because Eddie Murphy's in the theater. You can't not do that. And then he goes home and he's like, you know what? I'm not even going to look at the box office results because I'm so positive this is going to be great. And then Monday morning, he gets a call from his agent that's like, so what are you going to do? And he's like, well, I'm thinking about making another movie. And his agent goes, no. I mean, like with your whole career, because it's over. It's all gone.
Dude.
And Norbit made $7 this week. Did you know?
It was in theaters for one day, and now it's straight into DVDs.
Yeah, it's crazy. In fact, the $7 that was made was from you. You went to go see the movie.
Yeah. Did you go see your movie again after the red carpet premiere? He's like, I really like those jokes.
Listen, it was really funny. And I thought I got a matinee. I thought that's why no one was there. Man, I really beefed it, didn't I? Yeah, you did. You really did.
But it's so weird to see, like, actors like that you like just have bad movies. It's so weird. Like, especially Eddie Murphy, like, The Nutty Professor 1 and 2 were good. Not 3. Not the fucking... Was there a part 3? I feel like there was a movie about his family. That was just him.
Oh, yeah, oh, God, what is it called? Like the Cramps?
Yeah.
What is it? The fucking... the Clumps?
The Clumps. Oh, no! He was basically just doing Medea before, like, Medea got popular.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and then, like, you had... Martin Short with Big Mama's House. Part 1 was okay, but then They're like, you're getting back in the suit. And then part 3.
Do you mean?
Yeah,
that's not. That's Martin Lawrence, not Martin Short.
Yeah, Martin Short's been in a fat suit. Let's just be honest. Martin Lawrence.
Well, yeah.
Martin Lawrence, fucking in Big Mama's House was fine. It was a good one-off movie. But then they made part 2, and then they made part 3, and then gave him a younger sidekick to be his fat daughter.
I'm right there with you. Like, Martin Lawrence did, like,
he died off. Like,
Big Mama's House 1, fucking so good. Now it's like, why would I go watch Bad Boys 4? Like, I know it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's gonna be shite. I don't need it.
Sorry, it was Bad Boys 3. Excuse you.
There is gonna be a Bad Boys 4 though.
Oh no, yeah, that's right. But why though? Like, part 1.
But why?
Part 1 and
everybody wants to know.
Part 1 and part 2 were, they were good. But like, now you got Will Smith after everything is going on, and Martin Lawrence hasn't acted like since part 3. Like, but why though? Like, oh no, like, they're really old. Like, they can't do what they used to do. Like, why? Where do actors go when they die? Not like die, but like their career.
I mean, it's it depends. Like, some of them just stop. Like, I feel like it's much more common whenever you're like a musician that, like, you hit on that one hit. Like, fucking, what's his name? Fucking somebody that I used to know, Goaty.
Oh yeah,
Goaty.
Goaty.
Dwight Yoakam. He had that one song, and like, what I would do if I had like a number 1 hit single, I would tour and put out as much fucking merch as possible, and I would tour nonstop for 2 years, and then I would stop forever, because that's really all you need to do.
I have never heard a single one of his other songs other than that.
No one has.
Does he?
Are there even other ones?
Does he have other songs? Like, that's the equivalent of like 80s one-hit wonders, but at least they made other songs that people are like, oh, I know that song, but like, I didn't know it was by them. Like, are people like that with Gautier? I feel like they never played any of his music on the radio besides that song. And for that detriment, I have that song on my Spotify list. But like, what does that say about, is he just living off the, I guess, Spotify royalties? He's not doing concerts.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Is he in a cafe somewhere singing, now I'm just somebody that, like, his song says it all. He's somebody that you used to know.
It's true. Yeah.
Fucking,
he done prophesized himself into irrelevance.
He makes a good meme. I mean, like, his songs, like, in a lot of meme music, but like,
yeah,
but like, what happened? Like, you don't hear from them unless they're on Twitter. Like, there's some actors that just don't quit acting until like they die. Bruce Willis is like one of the one right now. He is so sick, but he's still acting because like they're feeding him lines. But then you have people like Danny Trejo who will do anything.
Yeah.
If you ask him and he's just like, I'm a cool guy, I'll do it, whatever. I don't care if it's bad. He will.
Yeah, and I feel like Sam Jackson is probably pretty close to the same way as well.
Yeah, but he could stop any time because he's done Star Wars and Marvel, and he just lives off those royalties. Like, how many people remember him from Pulp Fiction if they haven't seen it? Are like, fucking, what's that movie where he sits on his porch and that girl with the chain?
Oh, yeah. No, Black Snake Moan?
Yeah, how many people know him from that?
That's a great question. But like, I'm looking at it, right? I'm looking at his IMDb page, and no, he's been Nick Fury a fucking lot.
Exactly.
So there is that.
He's Mace Windu. He's Nick Fury. Like, he doesn't need to do anymore. He's Afro Samurai. And then he
was Shaft.
Yeah, he was Shaft. Like, he could just live just fine off royalties and be okay. Maybe produce things. But
he could have done that 10 years ago, though. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
He was in the 2014 RoboCop. Like,
that's right.
Motherfucker could have stopped, like, he could have just stopped at Afro Samurai. Like, if he was in Inglourious Bastards, like, if he had stopped before Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
Like then they would have been done.
But the thing is with Samuel L. Jackson, he's a good actor.
He is. He's a very good
But
actor. So while we were talking about Martin Lawrence, I pulled up his IMDb because I forgot like my favorite Martin Lawrence movie is Blue Streak.
Blue Streak. I love Blue Streak.
Blue Streak's a great movie. And I do like I was scrolling down because I was like, is this the one that I was thinking of? And it is the one I was thinking of. But the top quote that they have is from a character named Tully, and I don't remember this line, but it says, I'll rip your lips off and kiss my ass with them shits. I'll rip your tongue off and lick my balls with it. Dude, very fucking good line.
That's the guy who played that black guy from the Resident Evil movie, the taxi driver from Part 2.
Nope.
Yeah.
Got nothing. I didn't.
Oh, okay. He was in Resident.
Like
he was in.
You may be right. I have no idea.
Yeah, I am. I forget his name.
What is it, Dave Chappelle?
No, it's not Dave Chappelle. But they're in the same kind of like ballpark because they were like big at that time. Fuck, what's his name? But that is the best line in that movie. Oh, this guy's crazy. And he's like, yeah, I'll rip your lips off and kiss my ass with them. I'll rip your tongue out and lick my balls with them. I used to say that at school all the time.
That's very fucking good.
It's so fucking good. Fucking
no, it was him. That is Dave Chappelle.
That was Dave Chappelle? No,
yeah.
Dude, oh shit, that's good. That's classic Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. That's like back when Dave Chappelle like wasn't so up his ass about trans people.
Yeah. That was when he did what was that movie where they got really high and like he worked at a convenience store and he was in a big Slurpee machine. Half-Baked. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Man, you don't see a lot of them actors anymore. It's so weird. Like, one day you're watching a movie, you're like, I wonder where this person is. And then you're like, oh, they just haven't done anything. And you're like, that's a shame. But then you're thinking, like, well, who's an actor from nowadays? And they're all just bad. They're bad actors. And you're like, well, these people aren't memorable. Like, what now? Like, I don't know what that means for, like, the future of cinema, which is already dying.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I would like to think that things are moving in such a way that, like, we're moving away from, like, super big budget movies and we're moving more toward, like, because people are starting to get, like, Marvel fatigue and people are, like, starting to, like, not see... like the same sort of movies that they used to see in theaters. And so like I'm hoping that we're moving in a direction where it's like we're going to take more chances and do like more cool weird movies and stuff. But like theaters are actively dying, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like it's so telling because like what movies are even in theaters right now? The Minions, fucking
yep.
What
kids are getting dressed up in suits to go see the Minions, which is fucking hilarious.
That's fucking great. I'm not even excited for like anything. Like Minions came out, everyone was making a big deal about Top Gun. I'll tell you this, I never liked Top Gun. Sorry.
I've never seen Top Gun, but it sounds real fucking boring.
It's about two guys flying a plane. That's what it is. Two guys flying in jets. Woo!
Hell yeah.
Why? I mean, I get it. If I like the one song from it, but that's about it. Fucking,
Highway to the Danger Zone.
No, Mighty Wings. Fucking, it's the song. It's the song that Street Fighter ripped off and used for Ken's stage.
Oh yeah. Now I remember. Yeah. Now that you've mentioned Street Fighter, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. That's the only thing I like from that movie, and not the movie itself. I barely like Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer. He was a bad Batman. Just
how dare you?
Look,
how dare you say anything negative about our Lord Val?
He was better than George Clooney. I'll give you that.
George Clooney is a fucking pressure. How dare you?
I was saying, gonna tell me no. Just
listen. All of the early Batman were great.
Yes.
You can't beat Michael Keaton, but like no one can beat Michael Keaton.
Wait.
If Michael Keaton was to do anything, the same that you were. Like, if Michael Keaton picked a thing to do that you were also doing, you're automatically going to lose to him. That's just how it
Well,
works.
he's already what's it called, the Vulture in Spider-Man, and he's gonna be in the new Batman Beyond movie, I guess. Not Batman Beyond.
What, is
he's
he?
gonna play older Bruce Wayne in a Batman movie upcoming, but I'm not sure what it's called.
Oh, Batgirl and the Flash.
Oh.
And the Flash?
Oh yeah, that was supposed to be in the Flash movie. It was like a Flashpoint where he goes to see older. Oh
yeah.
man.
No, that makes sense, but also whoa.
Oh man, never mind. That movie might not
But
come
also
out.
whoa.
That may not come out.
Ooh, yeah,
yeah. Michael Keaton is so good. I love Michael Keaton, but man, Robert Pattinson Batman is so good.
Robert Pattinson Batman is insane. I love that Batman. We cannot do this again, Fee. We are at episode length time, and I can't go into Batman anymore.
Okay, I get that.
Otherwise, we'll be here for an hour.
I get that. But let me preface this. We both love that Batman. It was really good. A lot of people liked it.
Yeah, totally.
This is how I know my coworker has shit taste. He hated it. He said,
"What the fuck?"
He said it was the most boring movie he's ever seen. He said that he's like, I know people that said they fell asleep and said it was boring. It was the worst Batman they've ever seen. And he tells...
Oh, man. So you mean because Batman was punching motherfuckers every 10 minutes?
Yeah.
That you're like, well, this is stupid.
Yeah. So, and he'll call me and tell me this so I can be mad. He likes to call me at night at work. And not at home. Like, I'm not just at home. And he's like, hey, Batman sucks. No.
Hey, huh?
Fucking, he's like... He'll call me and be like, oh yeah, I realize you don't like fucking Obi-Wan, which we'll talk about when Kobe watches it. But it's not worse than the Batman. Ooh! Ooh! My fucking gears are grinded.
Listen, if your coworker, if you can find an opportunity in which you can take your coworker's shoes and bring them with you up here, I will vomit into one of them and you vomit into the other, and we'll just return them like nothing happened.
Exactly. That's perfect. I will do that. Because, God, he just loves terrible things and he thinks that I'm the weird one for not liking them. I'm not weird.
No, you are not. He has very bad taste and opinions and everything.
Everything. God, he's the worst. But if he listens to this, I mean, I don't hate you. But man, you love bad everything. You're just everything you love in life is terrible.
That's the thing. You have to understand, Fee's coworker. You fucking suck, dude. You fucking suck straight up.
I've never met you, but you suck. Just, I hate that he thinks the Batman sucks, and it's so good. It's like one of the best Batman movies that came out in over 10 years. I wager.
Yeah,
I wagered.
I think it's better than the Christopher Nolan Batman.
That's what I was just gonna say. I think it's better than the Christopher Nolan Batman. And he thinks Iron Man is better than the Batman Robert Pattinson movie.
God. How is it just being as embarrassing as your coworker? It must be hard.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. Like, he has bad opinions, and it pisses me off that he tells me, and it makes me angry.
Christ,
I'm sure, like, some people can probably, like, relate if, like, you have coworkers and maybe they hate, like, things are like, oh, it's popular, so I hate it, and they don't watch it. Or maybe they watch it and they're like, I don't see what the big hype is about, it's awful. Like, go in a ditch and shit yourself. Just
fill up a bathtub with your diarrhea and drown in it.
I hope your dog runs away from home. God.
Damn.
Oh, we do have to stop, but man, just talking about bad opinions that people have and bad shows that good fucking directors, creators make just makes me angry. And next week you're going to hear all about Resident Evil.
It's literally just going to be an hour and a half of Resident Evil.
I saved you this week because I could go on and on about what I keep hearing this as a joke, and I hope it's not true. And I'll say this before we exit, but the actor that's playing Wesker is black, which could be fine.
Mm-hmm.
They are saying that the reason he's black is because the volcano burned his skin, and now he's parading around as a black man.
No way. There's no way that's fucking true. It's categorically not going to be true.
Listen.
I'm going to lay this down right now. That's not going to be true. You're going to come back next week and I'm going to be like, hey, was that true? And you're going to say no. Thank God it wasn't true. But it was still very bad.
What if it is true?
Well, then I guess our entire audience is going to find out what it sounds like when a man sucks his own balls, because I will do that.
Oh my God. Oh, and another thing. He has adopted daughters that are half twins, which I don't understand.
It's possible. It's very rare, but it is possible. That is fucking really weird. A really weird detail, though.
They mention it specifically that they're two half twin daughters that aren't related and are adopted by Wesker. I'm gonna watch the show, and next week I'll be angry. I'll stay angry all week just for next week's show.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. Bring the fury, Fee.
You've seen me be mad at shows before. I've been pre-mad about this show for months.
You're going to watch the show and all of the anger is going to just drain away from you. You're going to be like, I can't even be mad anymore. It's so bad.
I'm going to be on the floor, a mad prune. Just sopping, fucking leaking anger, just not knowing what to do with myself. I'm going to be outside my body after I watch this show.
I think that's a good description of, I think, exactly what's going to happen.
And we're going to end it there. So,
okay.
If you want to hear about more stupid things that we think of and bad shows and anger, because Kobe's been mad at stuff too, but not often. It's always me.
I've never been mad at anything.
I mean,
I'm
you. Okay, so here's how it goes. You start not being mad at stuff. You always start happy, and then I explain why something's bad, and then your anger starts building.
Yeah, and then by the end, I'm like, no, you know what? You're right, V.
Kobe's still mad at Sonic Forces or Sonic fucking what?
Yeah,
fucking, Frontier.
Sonic Frontiers is. It's gonna come out, and
he was so happy. He was an innocent, happy boy before I talked to him.
So happy. I was like, man, we're gonna get a fucking Sonic Breath of the Wild. It's gonna be awesome.
And then here comes Big Bad Fee with his fucking truth, the harsh reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, how many enemies did you count on the screen the whole time? Oh, 8? Cool. You see how big that fucking field is? Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, you're ruining it.
Notice how there's no zones or transitions? Just fucking... God. Okay, so, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, all that jazz. Anything you can listen to a podcast on, that's what we're on. And you need to leave us 2 big angry thumbs up and 5 angry stars. And
yeah,
we're on YouTube. You know, leave us a comment on why I'm full of shit. Just hate listen to us. For those people that hate, because if you like us, you know, listen to us normally and leave a comment. Leave a comment saying, "I'm a beautiful boy and I love you," even if you're not a boy. Or you know what? If you're a girl, I'm a beautiful girl, and if you're non-binary, say I'm a beautiful worm. I don't know what I don't know what to. I'm a beautiful person.
You could just say I'm beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
Just
Yeah, I'm beautiful. But I mean, if
There
you
you
want to
go.
be funny, call yourself a worm. I do it all the time. But I'm not non-binary. I'm just a worm.
I just am a worm.
We're on YouTube. You know, like, follow, subscribe. We're on TikTok. I really need to stop procrastinating and put more clips on. But then I listen to our show and I think it's funny, and I forget to mark the times.
It's a perpetual problem.
I think I'm funny. I think Colby's funny, and then I forget. Oh, I was supposed to make a clip. So
Dang it!
yeah, follow us on all that stuff, and then I want you to go home and get all your beloved franchises that haven't been bastardized by Hollywood, are big dumb idiots. Put them in one place, lock them away, and then go get them.
Go get him!
That's like fucking George Lucas. Oh, I could remake a show and it'll be better.
Hey, I did. You remember when I did that with Star Wars? It was great. Everybody loved it.
I'm gonna remake Sanford and Son with swords and wizards and warlocks.
I'm gonna remake Sanford and Son, but they're all gonna be white.
Oh, no.
Isn't that a cool twist?
They're all gonna be Inuit people, and they're gonna live in igloos. Fucking- That's my mama. He'll say it. Fucking, that's not from not from Sanford and Son, but
I'm gonna remake Married with Children. It's gonna be a battle royale. What?
I'm gonna remake The Honeymooners, but it's gonna be a horror game. To the moon, Alice. That's what's gonna happen if you're gonna get caught.
To the moon, Alice. It's gonna be the new Fatal Frame. You gotta take a picture of Alice as she goes to the moon.
Have you ever wanted to see Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader in a sitcom where they have to live in the same apartment together? That's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be called My Father and I.
It's Daddy Vade and Baby Luke.
Daddy Vade and Luke boy. Fuck. I'm sorry. Bye.
Disney, please don't copy that idea. Please don't do it. I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Don't do it.
Well, I mean, that last one I kind of want to see, but don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't.
Oh, God. Bye.